Whites faithful, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you will make your blood boil and your heart race. The transfer window has slammed shut. And let me tell you something, what happened in the final hours at Elland Road is nothing short of a disaster that's got every single member of the Whites Army questioning everything. We're talking about 3 explosive stories that have rocked our beloved club to its very core. And trust me when I say this, what you're about to hear will leave you speechless. Picture this. A Welsh international midfielder who could have been the missing piece of our puzzle, a promising young defender whose future hangs in the balance, and a German manager who's reportedly considering the unthinkable. This isn't just transfer news, Whites faithful. This is a full-blown crisis that's threatening to tear apart everything we've built since our return to the Premier League. The 49ers have made decisions that will have you questioning their commitment to our club. Daniel Farke is feeling the pressure like never before. And the fans? Well, we're left picking up the pieces of what should have been our most important transfer window in years. Hit that like button. If you're ready for the truth, smash that subscribe button because you don't want to miss what's coming next. And buckle up because this first bombshell will absolutely blow your mind. But before we dive into this madness, let me ask you this. What happens when the very foundations of your club start crumbling on deadline day? White's Army, meet the man who almost became our savior, Harry Wilson. This Welsh wizard, this outstanding attacking midfielder, as described by Wales boss Craig Bellamy himself, was so close to wearing our beloved white shirt that you could practically smell the fresh ink on his contract. But what happened next will make your blood pressure spike through the roof and leave you questioning everything about how our club operates. Leeds United had attempted to get a deal done with The Athletic, reporting that the Yorkshire club had filled their part of a deal sheet, but Elland Road sources have indicated that Fulham's side of the document wasn't filed in time before the window came to a close. Can you believe this absolute shambles? Our club did everything right, dotted every I and crossed every T, only to be let down by Fulham's incompetence at the most crucial moment. But wait, it gets worse. Insiders of Fulham have disputed this claim, suggesting that Wilson was never available for sale, and Leeds were made aware of that fact well before 7 p.m. So either we're dealing with complete miscommunication, or somebody is telling lies that have cost us our target. The confusion and finger pointing between both clubs is absolutely disgraceful. Wilson wasn't just in any ordinary signing, Whites faithful. This was the creative spark that Daniel Farke desperately needed. His creativity and ability to pull a rabbit out of the hat could have been perfect for Farke's squad after a mixed start to the new season. We're talking about a player who could have transformed our attack, giving us that Premier League experience we've been craving since our return to the top flight. The most devastating part, Fulham rejected a loan approach for Wilson, encouraging the Whites to table a permanent offer for the Wales international. They played us like a fiddle, got our hopes up, made us believe we had a chance, then snatched it away at the last possible second like we were some amateur championship club. This wasn't just a transfer failure, White's Army. This was a betrayal of everything we stand for. The humiliation of being strung along by Fulham will haunt us for months. But trust me, this is just the tip of the iceberg, because what I'm about to reveal next will show you just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Now here's where things get really interesting, Whites faithful. Because while we were chasing shadows in the transfer market, our own academy jewel Alfie Cresswell was fighting his own battle at Thorpe Arch that perfectly demonstrates this absolute madness surrounding our beloved club. This 18-year-old captain of our under-21s, brother of our former defender Charlie Cresswell, who's now lighting up French football at Toulouse, found himself at the center of a tug-of-war that perfectly summarizes the chaos surrounding our club. According to Adam Pope, Shrewsbury Town from League 2 demonstrated interest in taking the teenager on loan, but Cresswell should remain at Thorpe Arch instead of joining the EFL club on loan. But the uncertainty around his future is driving everyone mad. But here's what's truly mind-blowing about Alfie's situation. Cresswell started the new Premier League 2 Division 1 campaign well with Leeds, scoring 2 goals and providing 1 assist in the first 3 matches while playing every available minute. This kid is on fire, performing like his life depends on it, showing the passion and commitment that our first team is desperately lacking right now. Yet our club is still unsure about his immediate future, while Alfie remains in limbo. Guess what else was happening? A player who is close to leaving Leeds is midfielder Darko Gyabi, who is set to join Hull City in a permanent deal. So we're letting talent walk out the door while struggling to make any meaningful additions. It's like watching our club tear itself apart piece by piece. The most shocking revelation. Apart from links with Edouard Spurgeon, there's very little to say about potential signings from the Whites. Can you believe this? On deadline day, with hours remaining, our recruitment team had practically nothing in the pipeline. Nothing! It's like they were caught completely off guard. Spurgeon, the Armenian attacking midfielder, became our final hope. But even that looked uncertain as time was running out for the 49ers, who seemed to have painted themselves into a corner by leaving themselves with so little time to act. The desperation in those final hours was palpable. This isn't just poor planning, White's Army. This is a complete meltdown of our transfer strategy that shows just how disconnected our ownership is from reality. But what happened next will show you just how bad things have really become at our beloved Elland Road. White's faithful, prepare yourselves for the most devastating revelation of all. Our manager Daniel Farke is reportedly considering walking out on Leeds United, and honestly, who can blame him after this absolute disaster of a transfer window? Let me paint you the horrifying picture of what the 49ers have done to our German tactician. Daniel Farke has been thrown under the bus by the 49ers at Leeds. Transfer deadline day is over, and Leeds have failed to add any new faces to their squad. Can you imagine the frustration, the absolute betrayal that Farke must be feeling right now? This man has given everything to our club, and this is how they repay his loyalty. Here's the brutal truth about our summer business. 10 new arrivals have checked in at Elland Road, though very few of them have actually raised the ceiling of the squad. Anton Stack, Noah Okafor, Jaka Bijo, Lucas Perry, Sean Longstaff, Gabriel Goodmanson, James Justin, Seb Bornau, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Lucas Mecca. That's our entire haul, and yet it feels like we've barely improved from last season. It's quantity over quality, and that's not the Leeds way. The most damning evidence of the 49ers' failure? Farke made it clear after Leeds' 0-0 draw with Newcastle, he wanted more arrivals to bolster his squad, and the 49ers have failed dramatically to deliver on that. Our manager publicly asked for reinforcements, laid out his vision for success, and what did our owners do? They left him high and dry like some Sunday league coach begging for players. To have left it until the final hours of the window to accelerate their transfer hunt is nothing short of criminal. Criminal! That's not hyperbole, White's Army. That's the stone cold truth about how our club has been mismanaged by people who clearly don't understand the pressure of Premier League football. But here's the terrifying reality we're facing. Farke is already under some pressure at Leeds, and the 49ers have failed to back him with the tools needed to subdue those concerns. If the German opts to walk out of Elland Road, every single finger will be pointed at the way they have recruited this summer. And rightfully so. Think about this for a second. We've scored just 1 goal in 3 Premier League matches, and that came from the penalty spot. Our attack is toothless, our creativity is non-existent, and our manager is contemplating whether this club is even worth his time anymore. The writing is on the wall. Optimism levels could not be lower right now. And with 2 weeks of international football ahead, that isn't going to change anytime soon. We're staring into the abyss, White's faithful, and it's all because the 49ers have completely and utterly failed us when we needed them most. The bottom line is this, White's Army. We've witnessed a complete meltdown of everything we hold dear. About Leeds United, the Wilson debacle showed us how unprepared our club is to compete at the highest level. The Cresswell situation revealed the chaos in our planning. And Farke's potential departure? That's the ultimate indictment of the 49ers' ownership. So here's my question for you. How long are we going to accept this mediocrity? How long are we going to watch our beloved club stumble from one disaster to another? Smash that like button if you're as furious as I am. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think Farke should do. Stay and fight or walk away with his dignity intact? And don't forget to subscribe because this story is far from over, and you know I'll be here to break down every single development that affects our Leeds United Whites army. We've been through worse, and we'll survive this too. But it's time to demand better from those running our club. March!